We are live. I am the host of this podcast, Crash Canon. I am Chris. I've got yet another guest today. Who are you? What do you do?
What's up, dude? I am Jonathan Blevins, married, father of 4, Detroit sports fan, very Catholic, and I'm a full-time content creator.
Full-time content. You know, there's not a lot of them that I would call the world's most famous streamer, but I think you're it.
Oh, dude, too kind, not true, but too kind.
Definitely the most famous gaming streamer I've ever talked to. That's for sure. And that was a dig against everybody I interviewed on Krillcast. So.
Love it.
Anyway, so actually, how did we meet? I met John at the Catholic Creators Conference, which was super cool. And anybody who's a Catholic creator watching, you should consider applying and going to that.
Yeah, that was super fun. The best part about it was all the people I got to meet. You know what I mean? You and our friend Pretzel.
Yes.
It was just good hanging out with Josiah and Kyle and Drew. Those guys are great.
Absolutely. Those guys are wonderful. I can't say enough good things about Kyle and Drew. And if I did, Kyle would probably give me hell for saying so many nice things about him. So I'm not going to do that. But Kyle, you're awesome.
Those two better show up tonight, by the way. Those two better be in the live.
I thought about texting them, but I was like, they'll see it. They'll see it. They'll
see. They'll
know. They'll know. And not everybody gets to go to cool Italian dinners while they're in Steubenville, but that was something I got to do.
We kind of had a little bro date, if you will.
Yeah, exactly.
Off the beaten path, really fun, nice, fancy Italian spot. Was it a Friday?
It was
that's why we didn't have meat.
Yeah, it was a Friday.
We missed out on all the good meat stuff.
The best part was that you and I were dressed in identical outfits.
Yeah,
going into a fancy Italian dinner, and we made sure to let the waiting staff know that we're both married and not to each other.
Yes, we had to. We had to let them know that the food was really good, and they were kind of annoyed. Remember, they were annoyed when we got there. You don't have a reservation. I was like, I see open tables. Just put us down there, please.
Yeah, you're like, I'm the world's most famous streamer. Please find me a table.
I would never say. I have only ever used being related to my brother one time to get something cool. Literally one time ever in my whole life.
You have a brother?
I do, yeah. He's a big streamer. Yeah, big streamer. And I was in LA. We were there for Celebrity Family Feud, and a buddy visited me, and he couldn't go to the Celebrity Family Feud event, but I was there after. And there's a comedy club across the street from our hotel, and it's a really famous one. I forget the name of it, but it's the most famous comedy club in LA. Okay. And there was a line, 150 plus people in line, and they weren't letting anyone else in. And I walked up to the front, and I was just like, I had a couple bourbons. That's probably the only reason I did this. And I was like, hey, do you know Twitch? And the lady the lady security guard was like, yeah, I know Twitch. I stream on Twitch. I was like, oh, do you know who Ninja is? Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's true. I was like, he's my brother. Can you let us in? She's like, yeah, come on in. Oh, it's great. Only time I've ever done it.
Oh, I thought your brother was Samurai. He's Ninja. Got it. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Sorry. I always try to make a joke loading in because, got to lighten it up. But here we go. So met you in Steubenville, probably one of the least likely places to meet new people is Steubenville. But if you're Catholic, you meet a lot of people there.
100%.
And you had some really good speeches about Twitch. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. But first, when did you become Catholic and how long have you been Catholic?
Okay. Cradle Catholic, born and raised. Mm-hmm. Was born in Detroit, got baptized at some small church when I was a baby, and then went to Mass most of my life. We went to this, I didn't know this at the time, but when we moved away from Detroit to the Chicago north suburbs, and we went to this church that was the booming church at the time. My mom was very Catholic, but she didn't know a ton about the faith to be able to teach me more than just, your basic prayers and go to Mass and all that stuff. But we made that a pretty big priority. My dad became Catholic later in life. And we went to this church because the music was good and there were young families there. And that was my mom's, that was the quota. That was the only guideline.
Having young families.
I didn't know at the time that the church I went to was barely Catholic. I didn't know. This just was what church was. And so now I got my master's degree in theology and stuff, and ended up working in the Catholic Church for 15 years doing ministry. Then I realized how much I was missing, how much the church that I grew up in really took away from me and all the stuff I could have learned that I didn't know that they didn't teach. So kind of left the faith, not left, but didn't really care a ton and just did my own thing in high school. Still went to youth group, but it was just for friends. And then I actually went to an NCYC
NCYC,
National Catholic Youth Conference.
Okay.
You know, 20,000, you know, high school age kids there. I'd never seen that many Catholics in one place. And I was a huge fan of Matt Maher and his music.
Okay.
This was before he had a little side booth. And so I'd talk to him in between every session because nobody knew who he was. So nobody was talking to him. And he actually dated my cousin.
Really?
Yeah, for like very briefly, but like I kind of had this like weird like family connection thing. And then I just remember, this is so dumb. I was in high school, so don't roast me here. But I remember saying, like, if Matt Maher plays my favorite song, Set Me as a Seal, which is, looking back now that I know theology, like it is a love song about God and his church and the bride. But at the time, I thought it was like a love song for the girl I liked. I was like, if Matt Maher plays this song during adoration at NCYC, God is real. And he did. And that was my first ever experience of adoration. And he played that song. And like from then on, I was pretty much all in.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's the little things. It's the little things, right? Everybody thinks
That's
it takes these big, powerful conversion stories, but little things will do just as much for people. Like,
100%.
For example, there was a song that came on the radio that, long story short, actually forced me to go ask my wife out before we started dating. And it's not a Catholic song. It's by
Was it Shots by Little John?
Exactly. Yes. I did a shot every time he said shots. And eventually it was I'm Not Over by Carolina Liar.
Ooh, okay. I don't think I know that one.
So
I'm a music guy.
It's a long story, but that song was actually the song that led me to go ask my wife out. So
I love
there
that.
you go. Lore dump. All right. So you've been Catholic your whole life, and you've got a master's in theology?
So, see, you had to ask.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
all right.
Because now it's embarrassing. So I have my bachelor's degree in theology from a small Catholic college called Silver Lake College in Manitowoc.
Okay.
That actually closed down during COVID, unfortunately.
Oh, that stinks.
Manitowoc, Wisconsin, where the guy Stephen Avery, the documentary.
Oh, yeah.
That was in Manitowoc. And then I got my master's degree from Fordham University.
Fordham, okay.
And it's a master's degree, a master of art in religious education, in youth ministry and religious education, technically.
Okay.
And then this is the embarrassing part. 2 years, all A's, Catholic master's school, Catholic. Mm-hmm. And I had one Catholic professor.
At the whole university?
At the whole university in my program.
What?
The other, I had like 2 Protestant pastors, a Jewish lady, and then someone else. It was crazy.
That is wild.
I actually learned more and like about my faith by studying what the church actually taught and like arguing with people in the class. Yeah.
If it makes you feel better, the bulk of although I didn't go to Catholic university, but the bulk of my professors were some kind of either Middle Eastern or Muslim faith. So
interesting.
Yeah, I went to U of M Dearborn. That's very
that makes sense.
Yes. There was a lot of Muslim professors. Anyways, whether they were professed or not, who knows? But they dressed the part, at least. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like that's interesting. Fordham. I'm pretty sure that's where I think a couple famous people recently said they were going to go there. I'm not going to say their names because I'll probably get it wrong and then it won't matter. But
their basketball team's like kind of back, not like good yet, but on the way back. Yeah.
So you're originally from kind of my area because you're a Detroit fan, and that's where your family was originally from, correct?
That's right. Yeah. If you want to go way back, apparently we moved from Wales to Alabama, and then from Alabama, and then a bunch of my family still lives in Alabama that I've never met. And then to Michigan. Yeah.
So Detroit Lions. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
They didn't make the play. Well, yeah, they didn't make the playoffs this year. Where are we going with the Lions now?
I mean, listen, dude, they were a top 5 team in every single category that mattered. They had a brutal schedule and some more brutal injuries. Now they get the 4th place schedule next year. They're still favored to win the North, believe it or not, which is crazy to me. This is the craziest stat to me, bro. The Pistons are the number 1 seed in the East. The Red Wings are pretty much guaranteed to make the playoffs. They could collapse in March, but they're pretty much guaranteed to make the playoffs. The football season hasn't even started yet, and the Lions still have a better odds to win the Super Bowl than the Pistons or the Red Wings have to win the championship.
Really?
Yeah.
In the betting?
Yeah. So they're still top 5. Going into next year for Super Bowl odds. We'll see. I love Dan Campbell. I love Jared Goff. It's the most fun I've ever had being a Lions fan. Dude, you know, man, it's been miserable.
I do.
It's been a miserable existence.
Before the current coach My favorite one was Caldwell, actually.
I loved Caldwell too. I liked him. I liked
I
Jim
think he was
Schwartz.
awesome.
Yeah,
Schwartz was good, but he would get quite heated.
Yeah.
Isn't he the one that
like,
refused to shake
Harbaugh.
somebody's hand?
Yeah, he
it was Harbaugh. Yeah,
that was awesome.
That was a wild time. Okay, but if we want to, maybe we'll get into it later. But man, I lost all faith in the NFL when the Cowboys picked up that pass interference in the playoffs with Caldwell.
Why would you bring that up? Why would you bring that up?
Because we're definitely
positive vibes.
You're right. Positive vibes. My positive vibe
was the worst days of my life.
That same.
The most inappropriate thing I've ever said to a priest was that night.
You were, oh wow. Okay, so I wasn't with a priest, but I don't think my wife and I were married yet. What year was that? Was that 2013?
Oh my gosh, yeah, something like that.
So
2011, 13,
that was the day my wife said, if you watch sports, please watch them alone.
Really?
Yeah, that's how bad it was.
So I watched it with my wife and my brother and his girlfriend at the time, his now wife. It's the only time I've ever cried after a football game. And that play was insane. And the priest actually, he was my boss, and he texted me, and he was a Packer fan, so he was roasting me. And I was not. I sent a really inappropriate text back. I had to apologize the next day. That was pretty heated.
I'll be honest. If you're ever going to send a bad text to a priest, that was the time to do it, because you'd be forgiven.
Yeah, I mean, he knew that I was. Folks, this is the thing I don't get, bro. Like, and it happens to me every time the Lions lose a game. My Twitter blows up with people roasting, and I'm like, I don't ever do that to other people. Why do they do that to me? It's so annoying. They just pile on right in the middle of the heartbreak.
It's because you've encultured an audience for yourself that loves to roast you.
It's true. It's getting worse too.
It's fun though. I mean, honestly, like if I had a same degree as UM Ann Arbor, that is true. If you go to U of M Dearborn, there's really no difference in the degree. There's like a little small print that says Dearborn somewhere on the degree, but it's still the same degree. You're right. We're Dearborn maximizing today, guys. And we got another question here. Ask JB about injuries. The Lions are the only team to ever have been injured.
Don't listen to Gopher. Don't listen to Gopher. I never ever have said that. But the Lions' defensive injuries have been brutal, and they have led the league in top 5 in injuries the last few years. It's unfortunate.
That is not a stat you want to be top 5 in.
No, and it's always the secondary. Like, can we? What do we do? Let's just change something.
All right, so. If you can have faith in the Lions, I'm pretty sure that your faith in everything else has to be pretty strong as well.
Brother, so, I joke all the time that my wife never has to worry about me because I'm the most loyal person on the planet, being a fan of the Lions, the Tigers. The Red Wings were elite growing up, 25 years in a row of the playoffs, but it's been 10 years since they were in the playoffs. The Pistons are either winning a championship or they're awful. So it's, we're loyal here for sure.
So with that being said, tell me, how did you get involved with, because you do some cool things with Detroit, with various sporting teams. Like, how did that all come about?
So it's really funny. It's a combination. So I mentioned earlier, but I don't usually ever lead with this or whatever, but it's kind of relevant. It's my life. It's my little brother. And I've got 2 brothers. We're all very close. We do a sports show together. What's
that called? Why don't you plug that while we're here?
Oh, sure. BLEVINS Bros Sports Show. BLEVINS Bros Sports Show. And we're every other week right now, but in the NFL, it's 2 hours every week on YouTube and Twitch. And I was a diehard Detroit fan my whole life, bro. I'll never forget, I had a picture of myself like in Lions gear when I was a baby, and I saw it when I was 5, and we had already moved to Illinois, and my dad had already abandoned the Lions. He's back now, but he abandoned them and was like, I'm a Bear fan because we moved to Illinois. And I saw that picture and I was like, this is who I am. I'm a Detroit sports fan. And I've just been that way my whole life. My brothers,
forever, right?
My brothers were not. They'd never watch a game with me. They'd play video games. I'm like, come on. So then I went to college at Silver Lake, and one of the years I was there, Tyler went there with me, and he's like, can I room with you in a dorm? And I said, you can room with me in a dorm. And by the way, he's Ninja on Twitch and YouTube, the big Fortnite streamer. I don't think I mentioned that, but I just keep referring to him as my brother. That's why this is kind of relevant. So he moved into my dorm with me, and I said, you can live with me and go to school with me if you go to mass with me every Sunday, and you watch the Lions with me. I was like, that's it. You do whatever you want. Give me 4 hours on a Sunday.
You did the dad mode. You're under my roof. You'll do what I say.
Exactly. And so we did. And we went to every single, went to this awesome bar that was in Wisconsin that was owned by a Lions fan. And he bought pizza for free for everyone every week. And we'd watch the games. And it was so fun. And he fell in love. And as that was happening, that was like when group text messages kind of became a thing.
Yep.
And so we started texting my brother Chris, and we're like, "Hey, we're watching the game. You should watch the game." And then Chris started watching all the Lions games, and they both kind of became diehard Detroit fans. So I have been interacting on Twitter and on social media and going to Detroit sports games my whole life. And so the Lions were already following me before Ty ever blew up. A couple of the other teams were as well. And so they've always been very kind to me, just as like kind of a super fan. And then when Tyler blew up, it was, they're like, "Hey, come to every game you want to come to." And they just kind of spoil us. So we got to do a tour of every single stadium last year. We got to go to like a Tigers game and a Pistons game and a Red Wings game all in like within 3 days. And we get out there, I'd say once or twice a year, maybe 4 or 5 times for me, but together as brothers, like once or twice a year, we get to go out to Detroit and watch all the games. It's fun.
That's awesome. I mean, actually, funny you mentioned that. The last time that my brother and I actually did something, just him and I, he took me to a Lions game on my birthday. So shout out to my brother for that one. That was cool.
Love that.
Yeah, that'll be a good positive message. I can talk about my brother in a positive way. He took me to a Lions game. We had a great time. I think I was like my 25th or 26th birthday or something, but it was a good time. Lions lost, but it is what it is. Loyal fans.
Yep, absolutely. Till the end, my friend. One day the Cubs did it. 100 years, no World Series. They got theirs a couple years ago. It's possible.
Hey, you know what? I read the Bobby Lane biography in middle school. Okay. All right. See? That's some serious Detroit lore right there.
That's exactly.
And I had a Kevin Jones jersey. He was a running back for the Lions for like 3 years or something, kept getting injured. But I had his jersey, man. Okay.
Dude, we had so many running backs like that, bro. They were so good. They just couldn't stay healthy. Javid Best was super fun. Yep. Reggie Bush, I feel like when he was on our team, still got hurt every once in a while. Joik Bell, remember that guy?
Yeah. He was wasn't he Notre Dame alumni?
Was he?
I think so. It was either him or somebody else. But somebody did. Christ will literally return as the Lions take their next Super Bowl kickoff just to spite.
Dude, imagine it ends. Imagine the world ends right before the game.
Like he literally lands in the middle of the field. All right, guys, time's up.
Yeah. Dude, Joik Bell went to Wayne State University.
Wayne State. So who was it that went to Notre Dame then?
Did Jerome Bettis go to Notre Dame?
Somebody on the Lions went to Notre Dame. I just don't remember who it was.
Like back in the day?
It's within the last 2 decades, okay? I know sometime in my lifetime.
Theo Riddick.
Theo Riddick, that's it. Yep.
Theo Riddick.
Yep. He was a cool one too.
Yep.
Yep. Cool. Here's like, yep, pretty cool.
Not pretty cool.
Not as cool.
Wayne State though, dude. Detroit, let's go.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So he's a local boy though, so that's good.
That's right.
You don't usually get local boys on professional teams, but it does happen from time to time.
Yeah. I love it.
So who's your favorite Lions quarterback of all time?
Matthew Stafford. Next question. Dude, that guy, like, he gets a bad rap with some Lions fans, and then I get kind of roasted by people who are fans of other teams for still loving him. He gave every single ounce of everything he had for that city. He did everything. He went, how many offensive coordinators, head coaches, new offenses he had to learn? I mean, just a complete embarrassment of an organization while he was on the team. And they never surrounded him with enough pieces. The offense was finally really good, and then the defense would fail. Yeah. And so I just love him, dude. Like, he's great. He's my all-time favorite player over Calvin Johnson, over Barry Sanders, Herman Moore. Jared Goff is close for me.
My favorite Lions quarterback is
Scott Mitchell.
Nope. Well, actually, I had a Charlie Batch signed autograph.
Yeah, Charlie Batch.
That was the most worthless autograph ever, but he doesn't matter. It was still cool. He came to my school when I was in elementary, and that was neat.
That's awesome.
But no, my favorite quarterback for the Lions was actually John Kitna.
Dude, I liked him. He was a baller.
I liked him because in spite of everything, he still kept going.
Yeah.
0-16, the dude would not quit.
Yep. Tough as nails, dude.
That's tough. And he got hit every play, and he got back up. I mean, he was my hero. Just getting up every play. He's losing every game. Still getting up, still playing, still trying to win for the Lions.
Yep. Him and Stafford both, I feel like, got hit a ton.
Oh, yeah.
They were tough as nails.
But yeah, Kitna, that's somebody. No, most people aren't going to say that name, but I was so impressed with how he just kept getting up and kept getting hit and kept playing.
Like, that for the Bengals first, right?
Yeah, that takes some serious cojones to get up every play and keep getting hit like he did.
100%.
So anyway, as far as Lions go, though, obviously Barry Sanders is my favorite Lions player of all time. Calvin Johnson, second place. Probably Stafford, third place.
Yep.
Those are our top three.
I mean, now, dude, I'm on Ross St. Brown's making his way up there for me. Gibbs is making his way up there for me. Panay Sewell is probably my favorite player on this team. Just an absolute beast of an lineman. Aiden Hutchinson, Michigan man. Love that.
I like Hutchinson. I'm just glad he's been healthy because my goodness.
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, dude, if we get Max Crosby, imagine.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, like Hutch on one side, Crosby on the other. Oof.
That'd be yep.
Good luck.
Talk about some domination right there. All right. Now we got our Lions going here. Now we're in the positive, so I got to spin it to a negative, right?
That's
gosh. Okay.
Go next. No, here we go.
I'm just kidding.
I'm ready.
So, how did you get started with streaming? That's a good question.
Yeah. So, it's funny. Like I used to make fun of Tyler all the time. So my brother was streaming on Justin TV before it became Twitch.
Right.
He has been streaming. He's been streaming for like, for like almost 20 years. I feel like a lot of people don't know that. They just kind of think, oh, Fortnite. He was a Halo professional. And I would never really watch the stream. I didn't really know how. And then when he started kind of getting really good at Halo and started streaming that, and Justin TV became Twitch, I would watch every once in a while for his tournaments and cheer him on like he was a sports team I liked.
They are kind of is esports, right?
Yeah, esports. Yeah, like I was diehard for his teams. Like I'd go to church early on Sunday if he made it to the championship Sunday, so I could just watch all day. And my wife was kind of into it too. She's like, "Oh, this is cool. It's your brother. Like he's great." And so I used to roast him all the time. Like I remember
as you should, as his brother, as you should.
Yeah. Well, I'd be like, "Hey, you want to come over for dinner this weekend?" And he'd be like, "Sorry, I have to stream. My community needs me." and I remember like it was yesterday. I remember saying to him like, "You're an idiot. Like they're not your community. If you die, they're not going to your funeral. Like you have real life people in your life who love you and like you need to spend time with." And I never understood it. I never understood it. So then I tried streaming Madden on my Xbox once when I first got married. That didn't go well. I was like either really bad at the game because I was trying to read chat, or I was getting roasted by the few people that were watching for not reading chat. And I was trying to focus on the game. And I was like, I'm never streaming.
Clearly
again.
That has changed though, because I've seen some of your NCAA football streams and they are quite entertaining, but the chat helps too. I mean,
for sure.
It's
going to sound super corny saying this, but I really do think it's a God thing. Like I was not ready to stream at that time. I wasn't called to stream at that time. So I kept doing ministry. And then Fortnite came out. I really had kind of stopped playing video games. We had a baby and I was just like, I don't have time for this. And then Fortnite came out. And I remember being like, man, I think I might want to try this. My wife's like, really? You don't play video games anymore? This is kind of nice. And I was like, yeah, but this game is like blowing up. And so right as Tyler was kind of blowing up with Fortnite, I started playing Fortnite with my buddy, one of my best friends who's a cop who lived a couple hours away from me at the time. And we were just connecting at night from like, 9 p.m. till like 11 or midnight and watching Ty on my phone and then playing on the Xbox. And then one day, right when he took off, it was a very surreal thing. Dude, it was very surreal. Like he played with Drake. He already was big and making decent money, but then he played with Drake.
That was crazy.
He was on CNBC the next day. The very next day he was on CNBC.
I mean, didn't he talk about Halo with Jimmy Fallon or something?
I think so.
I saw a clip about that.
I think so. Yeah, he was a Jimmy Fallon. He just exploded. It was at the time the biggest streamer in the history. I mean, he paved the way for a lot of different content creators.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people that wouldn't exist right now if he hadn't done all that.
It was crazy. And so as that's all going on, it was kind of a whirlwind. We're like, what is happening? Like my brother is famous. This is weird. And it just was weird. Like I'd be at work and he would send me a text and be like, hey, I'll give you $500 if you pick me up a Starbucks. And I was like, what? 500? Like, okay, I'm on my way. And
he can't get up to go do it. So you're like, all right, sure.
Yeah, it was like before Uber Eats and DoorDash and stuff. So I was like, I'll take $500.
He had BLEVINS Eats.
Yeah, dude. And it was just this weird time. Like everything just felt very weird. We didn't really know what to expect, how long this was going to last, any of this stuff. And meanwhile, I'm married with kids and didn't have a ton of time to be leaving work to get him coffee, but $500 is $500.
Right.
And one day it was like a Thursday, March Madness. And his wife, who we're very close. So all of us brothers and wives are all very close. She goes, hey, you want to come over and have a mimosa? It's like Thursday at 10 a.m. I was like, is this what like rich famous people do? Like you just have a mimosa at 10 a.m.? Sure. So I go to her house and she's like, we're chatting and Ty's streaming downstairs. And she's like, hey, have you ever thought about streaming? Like, I think you'd be really good at it and you could share your faith if you want to. And I was like, no, I've thought about it before. Now I don't want it to look like I'm riding my brother's coattails. So I'm not going to stream. And she's like, well, I think you'd be really good at it. And I think you should try it. 3 days later, I came up with the name Bearded Blevins with a buddy of mine. He did marketing, so he made the logo. I changed my name to Bearded Blevins on all my social media. went live on that Saturday playing Fortnite on my kitchen table on an Xbox. And I did have a decent like Twitter and Instagram following, and so I like shared that I was live there and had a couple hundred people in my first stream.
Neat.
And for
That's hard to do.
100%, like I said, like a God moment. Like I was bad at the game, but I was really good at being able to reach out and respond while playing the game.
Sometimes it's more entertaining to watch somebody who's not like a professional play than it is to watch a professional play.
That's what people tell me. That's what they tell me sometimes. And so then I just started doing it part-time at night, and then made the move to full-time like 4 or 5 years later, which is now like four-ish years ago.
So you were starting to blow up during COVID. That was a perfect time to blow up.
Yeah, it's funny because I had paternity leave for our daughter was born during COVID. As soon as paternity leave ended, COVID started. And so I had 3 months paid paternity leave. The only good thing about the Archdiocese of Chicago, just kidding, kind of. And that was amazing. And so I streamed a lot during that 3 months. I went from like almost never streaming anymore to kind of back, mostly at night. And then during COVID, I would just stream at night because like in ministry, all our stuff was canceled. We did a bunch of stuff on Zoom, which was annoying, but my nights were free. So I just started streaming again and met a buddy who was like, hey, I think you should turn this into a business. You're really good at it. And it was just, the rest is kind of history.
There are people who bet hundreds of thousands of dollars on you losing games, apparently.
Okay.
I hope that's not true.
Hundreds of thousands of channel points.
Fair enough.
Which are free.
It's funny how Twitch like kind of creates communities, whether you're intending to create one or not. If you start kind of gaining followers, there becomes like this community aspect to Twitch. And that's the only way people actually make it on Twitch. You get to build a community.
100%. And by the way, thank you for bringing that back, because that's the thing I learned faster than anything else, was how wrong I was about my brother saying the word community. He's absolutely right. I mean, I've had people that have died from the stream that I've been like really close to. I've met them multiple times and they've passed away. I've gone to their funeral. It's heartbreaking stuff. There's people who I'm sure if we publicize my funeral that from the stream that would want to go to it as well. It really is a community. I've met some of my closest friends in the last few years from the stream. Yeah, it's crazy. Feels a little weird to say, but it's true.
Hey, funny story. I tried to get Mr. Blevins over here to come on a stream with me like 4 or 5 years ago. Turns out the tweet I thought I sent was in my drafts.
Wow. we could have already met before Steubenville.
We could have met before Steubenville. Actually, it's funny. Back then, I had just discovered that you were like, not only were you a relatively big streamer at the time, but you were also Catholic. And I was like, whoa, I really want to interview this guy. And then fate would have it, I actually meet you in Steubenville at a Catholic conference. Thanks, Kyle. Thanks, Drew. And thank you as well for being there. So how would you say that evangelizing on Twitch works? Do you feel like that's not your necessarily primary goal, but it is a goal of yours to evangelize with your Twitch a little bit? Yeah.
So it's interesting. I've actually had some time to think about this recently because life's just, as you know, man, with kids, you're just so busy. I don't do a lot of self-reflection or thinking about the past or how we got from where we were to where we are.
It's hard to do that when you're so busy. You have to actually take time to stop and think about what you're doing in order to actually do that.
Yeah, 100%. So when I first started, I just was talking to my wife about this. When I first started, the most common question I would get in the chat was, how come you don't rage like your brother? How come you don't curse like your brother? Why are you and your brother so different? And my go-to answer is just like, well, I'm Catholic and I practice my faith, and it's a huge priority for me. So that's what it is. And as soon as you say that, bro, when you have a lot of viewers on a platform like Twitch or YouTube, the questions come out, the comments come out of the woodwork, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so you worship Mary? Oh, you worship the Pope? And so what basically happened is I would be teaching the Catholic faith during my live streams while playing Fortnite. And I probably did that for the first like 2 months. And it was probably 80% of the conversation. And I really liked it. I really, really liked it. But it got to a point where when the people who kind of were part of the community that were there every single day, they've now heard me answer the same 100 questions over 100 times
and over again.
Like, and it wasn't good for them. Like, it wasn't like a good stream for them. And I didn't want to be like a Catholic Answers live stream.
Right.
And so then what I started doing is anytime people found that out and asked questions, I would just literally copy and paste like a Father Mike Schmitz video and put it in there. And so now what I'd like to call it pre-evangelization. Like I just try to be myself 100% of the time on stream. That does mean that sometimes we do talk about Catholic stuff. It means sometimes we talk about political stuff. But it's just the things I like to talk about. So we talk about food, we talk about bourbon, we talk about sports a ton. And I just am trying to just be myself and show people that like you can be a normal person and still love Jesus and love his church, and not be afraid to stand up for your faith when you need to. And I would say I've seen more fruit from that than I have from when I would like actually teach the faith. More people have DM'd me saying I'm going back to church, becoming Catholic because of your stream. When I stopped talking about it so much.
My favorite thing to post when people say Catholics aren't very fun, my favorite thing to post is the priests that are blessing bars, because it's like, guys, okay, Catholics can have fun, okay? We can have lots of fun.
Wasn't there a priest? Didn't a priest bless the end zone before like the Indiana game?
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. You're right.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Catholicism is, I mean, we're the main character, guys, okay? Just saying.
That's right.
Main character energy here. No NPCs in the Catholic. Well, I won't say that. We're the main character, though. Main character energy.
You know, I will say this, though. I mean, you heard me say this at the Catholic Creator Conference. I do think that there's a place for people to do what I was doing at first, like a Catholic Answers Live on Twitch, building community. I do think we need more of that. We're behind our Protestant brothers and sisters in that way for sure. There's a ton. I mean, dude, they have
Heschmeyer started doing that on Fridays. He does Q&A streams.
I love that.
That's going pretty well so far. He gets like hundreds to thousands of viewers watching, which is cool.
Yeah, that's super cool.
I love it. It's a great idea.
More of that for sure. And I also think we need more people that are doing what I'm doing. Pre-evangelization, just being Catholic, being in the world, not of it, and trying to build community that way as well.
What we don't need is more Catholic podcasters, right, guys? No,
too many.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I always joke like my podcast doesn't need to exist, but I'm happy it does.
Yep, I love it. You're doing good work, sir.
Thank you. And for those that don't know, John is a very fun guy to hang around. Okay, if you never hung out with John, not that I'm saying go find him, but
come on by.
He's this is the way I'm about to phrase this is not coming out right, but he convinced me to do things that otherwise I probably would not have done, like hanging out with Rob Pretzel super late at night. That was a fun time.
We had to break into his own house so that we could have,
oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
A pipe.
Yeah, he literally what's that called? Hardcore parkour. He parkoured his house
onto his roof to go to his back door that was unlocked. And I was like, you shouldn't leave when your wife and kids are, you shouldn't leave that unlocked, bro. What are you doing? Put a key somewhere.
Well, to be fair, how many people are going to do what he did to get into his house?
True. Not many.
The likelihood is pretty. Anyways, so that being said, we got to go hang out and have whiskey at like 2 a.m. and otherwise I probably would have just went to bed. But John convinced me. He's like, when are you going to have the chance to hang out with, world's most famous streamer and smoke some pipes and do some whiskey? That was fun. Good time.
Dude, the next night I got to go over there again and he made like venison steak.
Ooh.
And regular steak, beef steak. It was unbelievable. I mean, the dude he's just a hospitality king. And as someone who loves hospitality, I think I'm very good at hospitality. He like is somehow better than me. I mean, he's you gotta try this. Oh, try this. Oh, here, have this bourbon. I'm like, dude, I'm not driving. Okay, I'll try it.
That guy's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
If you ever have a chance to meet him, definitely do it. I'm not saying go find him, but
go find him. You find him. Find him having a cigar in Steubenville, Ohio. What's that place called?
Chesterton's. Oh, here you go. Here's Danny wants to know. John, thoughts on close-up magic?
Greatest thing of all time.
What does that even mean?
Just magic.
Oh, magic tricks.
Like magic tricks. Oh my gosh, bro. So I learned this. One of the classes I had to take for my literature minor or English minor, whatever it was film. And I learned a phrase that I can't believe this, like probably the thing I remember most from college is a willing suspension of disbelief.
Yes.
Right. I can watch a movie and lock in, and I've got friends who will be like, this would never happen. How would it? And I'm like, dude, shut up. It's a movie. Like, just enjoy it. I have such a huge, like, willing ability to willingly suspend the disbelief that magic is like my favorite thing in the world. I could sit in front of a magician for 6 hours, even if he only had an hour of tricks and just watch the same tricks over and over.
Yeah, here we go. We got John loves Magic. Magic the Gathering, right?
No, my mom wouldn't let me play that. She thought the
Really?
cards were too inappropriate, scantily clad. You know what I mean?
I guess I could see that.
I got my first pack. I was so excited to show my friends. And she like looked at it and she's like, "This is demonic," and she took it away.
I only ever owned one Magic card in my life. I had bought a used book at like a bookstore in my local area, and when I opened it up, inside was a Magic the Gathering card used as a bookmark.
Oh wow!
So it was like the card was like called like reinforcements or something. It was
was
totally
it
useless.
Was it a Harry Potter book? Just kidding.
No, it's not Harry Potter. It was I think it was like a Dragonlance book or something.
Okay.
Like one of those like fantasy type author books, that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And it was in like the section next to Lord of the Rings. It's like, oh, what's this? This is next to Lord of the Rings. I'll probably like this.
Yep.
And I never read it and threw it away.
Many such cases.
Is what it is. That's a good question. Do you read books? I know you don't like have a lot of time, but like, what do you read if you do read?
Okay, so I actually love reading, and I don't do it nearly as often as I would like. I don't love it as much as I love watching sports, and that's really what it comes down to. Like right now, I'm paying attention to this conversation and having a blast with you, and I'm seeing the Pistons are down 10 with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Like, if I wasn't doing this podcast right now, I'd be watching the Pistons.
That's fair.
So if I don't know when I would do it then, because I watch sports until I go to bed, and so I don't know when I would read. I am currently reading a book series. Have you heard of this called The Green Ember?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Bro, it is really good. I did a sponsored stream with them, played their new video game that's kind of cool for kids.
I did hear there's a game coming out. It's good?
It's good. I mean, dude, it's really good. It's a really good game for a kid's like first game, and I actually enjoyed it as an adult. But the author who I got to meet is just really, really good. It's a great book. So I think there's 7 or 8 or 9 books, and I'm almost done with the first one. So I don't read a lot of stuff that I'd like to read, but I read a lot to the kids, like a lot. I read Captain Underpants to my daughter tonight, Green Ember to my son, and I'm reading Harry Potter with the older 2 kids as well.
Neat. Yeah, that's probably a good segue to talk about Is This for Kids? That whole cool thing you guys do.
Yeah, that's been a ride. That's been a journey. Oh,
I already interested your co-host. So,
oh, you did?
Interviewed. Did I say interested?
How'd that go?
Interviewed Katie. Yeah, she was fun. She's a lot of fun.
Yeah, she's good.
We had some of these comments though when I was doing that one.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
But no, she's great. We get to talk about Vagabond Underground. I think that's what what it's called. Vagabond Ministries, whatever it's called. Anyways, that was cool. She talked about evangelizing across the water in different places, and she talked about Is This for Kids? And I think that'd be a cool thing to hear from you as well.
Yeah, I mean, so where do you want to go? I mean, I could tell stories I've never told publicly about it, or we could just talk about what it is.
Well, how did it even happen?
So I won't bore you with the crazy long version, but long story short, when I started full-time streaming, I did it with 2 business partners and a couple investors. I don't regret that because I learned a lot about business in order to then break off and go off on my own, which I eventually did about a year ago. Best decision I ever made. Yeah. Besides marrying my wife and being Catholic and being a Detroit fan. But while I was with my business partners, we were trying to think of like a cool podcast idea that we could live stream, that we could market, and that we could, I could use like my faith in it.
Sure.
And we came up with this idea of like, there's just not enough parent content out there for media stuff.
There really isn't. That's true.
Common sense media is like the only thing you can really reliably go to if you want to see what they think about movies, and it's decent. But you're reading, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But I think like having a podcast to listen to, and you get more nuances out of stuff. And there's just a ton of media out there. And so we pitched it. We were about to start it. We actually were going to work with EWTN of all people. They were really interested in starting it. So we were talking to them. In the middle of that, we were talking about getting bought out by this other company that I was with for about a year. And he was like, that investor was like, just wait, let's do the podcast together and I'll fund it. And so then we launched it. I would say pretty successful, but like not successful enough for them to pour the money they were pouring into it. And then we eventually ended up selling it a couple months ago to EWTN. So now EWTN, who's coming out with a new kind of young parent platform, has the rights to the podcast, and then we get paid to do the content once a month. But basically the idea is, social media, movies, TV shows, and just parenting in general. How do we navigate that crazy world as Catholic parents? I wouldn't say, Ruvi always says we're experts. I'm like, is there a parent expert? We're all in the same boat. We're just trying to do what's best for our kids. But like, we have really good conversations, and her and I disagree quite a bit, which is, I think, good for the show. Like, she lets her kids watch everything, bro. Everything. I'm like, what's the point of even doing the show if you're to let your kids watch everything anyway? But my kids, get scared of cartoons. So we're very different, but the show's great, and we're happy to be with EWTN, and it's kind of cool that EWTN is trying to do some new stuff to reach new people.
Honestly, I like, not to segue, but I think what you let your kids watch totally depends on how good of dialogue you have with your kids, because I think most things could be appropriate with some caveats. Does that make sense?
Yes. Here's my thing. And maybe it's not my thing. Maybe it's my wife's thing. My kids would have way more media time if it was up to me. But my wife, like, she is so dialed in on like them not being screen kids.
I'm talking like even just books, because there's a lot of books. Like, for example, some parents don't want their kids reading Dune, right?
Right.
But I think Dune actually could be a good conversation about various other politics and religions of the world with your children as they get older. So I'm saying with some caveats, I think books that may not be great now in a future time when you can have this dialogue might be okay.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Sense?
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you there.
I'm not saying put your kids on the internet and have them watch YouTube all day long.
Well, that's what Ruby does. Just kidding. But no, you know what I mean though? Like my kids, they're so not like, they watch a couple of shows here and there. They get like 20 or 30 minutes a day of screen time. So they have so much still to watch that I don't ever have to let them watch anything like super inappropriate, because even if we're gonna have a conversation about it, they still haven't even seen like Lion King 2 yet.
I don't think my kids have seen Lion King 2 either.
You need to watch Lion King 1.5 with your kids this week.
That one is good.
It's awesome.
I've let them watch that one.
It's awesome.
Lion King 2 is like, it's just, I mean, that one's kind of boring, to be honest.
It is boring, but one of the characters' names is Kiara, after the great blessed Kiara Badano. It isn't actually based off of that, but that's what we tell our daughter.
There you go. That works. Probably the most, if I were to pick a controversial thing that I let my kids watch, was probably Jurassic Park.
See, my kids would be horrified and wouldn't watch it. I wish they wouldn't. I wish that they weren't scared of that stuff, because
my kids were glad that the guy who runs to the toilet, his last words were the Hail Mary prayer.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
They liked that. Yeah, they thought it was hilarious that he got eaten on the toilet, but they were glad that his last words were the Hail Mary.
I'd say it's good last words. Did you ever watch the movie Sketch yet with your kids?
I don't think I've seen that one. No.
Really, really good. Angel Studios, really, really good.
Oh, it's an Angel Studios one. Okay.
Yeah, and it's awesome. I will say this though, there is a character who is pretty creepy. You know how we all kind of agree that the scariest thing in the world is like that ring lady.
Yeah.
Like when you're like moving distorted, right? And you and you look kind of creepy. It's just super creepy no matter what. Well, there's a character like that in the movie. My 9-year-old has not gone a night without a nightmare since.
Oof.
It's been 3 months. Horrifying.
You're not selling this movie to me very well.
No, it's so good. It's literally 3 minutes. It's 3 minutes of the whole movie. And he is my 11-year-old's fine. Loved it. Thought it was great. That was funny. My 9-year-old, it has messed him up. So like I'm telling you, bro, my kids are a little sensitive to that stuff.
So probably the most recent attraction of my kids has been Pokemon. I don't know if you guys are into Pokemon or not.
They were for a long time.
My 8-year-old just finished the original Pokemon Yellow, because we got to start with the original.
Yes.
We can't just we're not diving into the new stuff yet.
Parenting for you there.
So he did that one first, and now he's doing Pokemon Crystal, because I said that's the best one for second gen to do that one. So Yellow, get all the starters, then Crystal, and he's disappointed because he only gets one of the starters.
Dude, Yellow's the one where Pikachu follows you, right? He's like outside of the Pokeball.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good.
It basically follows the story of Ash, which was cool because he was watching season 1 of Pokemon while he was playing Pokemon Yellow. So he knew exactly what was happening each step of the game. He's like, I know where I got to go next because the show told me.
Oh, that's so cool, dude. Yeah, we got into Pokemon Go quite a bit in COVID. Oh, it's so fun. And then my kids just got too old and they're like, we want to catch the Pokemon. I'm like, no, this is me. I'm catching the Pokemon. You guys watch. And then it wasn't.
Well, then you should get, I don't know if you got a Switch or not, but you should get Pokemon Let's Go. It's 2-player.
I should do that. My kids are just starting to play video games for the first time. They're playing NHL 26 every weekend now. They love it.
You got to get Pod Racer on the Switch. That's the best game.
Oh my gosh. Is that available on Switch?
It is. Yeah. It's like a $10 or $20 game.
And is it the OG one? Is it the OG Pod Racer?
It is, yes.
Oh my, what a game.
And it is compatible with the N64 controller for the Switch.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. Now we're talking.
I like that.
I tried it out. It felt legit.
That's sick.
Yeah, Pod Racer. I remember I saw that you and I think you and Katie talked about Pod Racer at one point in time.
Yeah,
that is an awesome game. It's probably
one of the best.
The only game that comes close on the 64 was F-Zero X.
I don't think I played that one.
That's like another futuristic. It handles very similar to Pod Racer. Actually.
Okay.
But that one, Mario Kart and Pod Racer, got tons and tons of hours out of me as a kid.
Yep. Oh my gosh, me too.
How old were you when the 64 came out? Because we're close in age, but I think you're older than me.
I'm 38.
Yeah.
I have no idea how old I was. We didn't. I don't even think we ever had a 64.
Oh, okay. So how did you get Pod Racer?
No, we had to have. Was it on Dreamcast?
Yeah, Pod Racer was on Dreamcast. Yeah, you're
we
right.
Probably got it on there.
You were a Sega boy?
Oh yeah, dude. We played Sega was our first one. And then it was released for Dreamcast in 2000. Yeah, so I did.
Yeah, that was the better version.
Yeah, so we were Sega Genesis to was Super Nintendo after Sega or before?
Genesis and Super Nintendo, I think, came out as competitors.
Okay, I think we had Sega first. Then I think we got a Super Nintendo. Then we got a Dreamcast,
and the NES were together.
Okay, then we had a Dreamcast and a PlayStation and an Xbox eventually.
Yeah, because nobody had a Saturn. The Saturn was like nobody had that.
And then I sold the Dreamcast for $25 so that I could get Taco Bell with my friends. Yeah.
Oh my god, Taco Bell.
My brothers were very upset.
You're gonna tell me you traded it in for like a PS1 or something.
Nope, Taco Bell, dude.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell and a movie at the mall.
Okay, that's definitely you deserve all the
top 5 bad decision of my life.
We got somebody saying you're old. No, you're just Gen Z. You're just not a millennial, Danny.
I'm an old man, dude. It's okay. I'm not sore though. I feel good.
Me too. I actually that's a long story. Maybe one of these days I'll detail what happened to me over the past month, but today is not that day.
Today's not the day.
Today is not that day. All my clothes are fitting much looser though, so that's good.
Love that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down like about 20 pounds in about a month, so that's pretty good. All right, we got Star Fox questions. You didn't play Star Fox, I assume.
Oh, I loved Star Fox.
You played? Where did you play it on?
I must have played it at my buddy's house.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that game was so fun.
What would you say was the game you played the most as a kid?
What are you defining as a kid? Like 16?
Before adulthood. Before 18.
So before 18, Halo. Before 18,
yes.
Sure. Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3. By far the most played game. But like
which one's the best though? It's a defining question for this podcast, okay? Which Halo game is the best? I know you're deciding between 2 and 3 because of how long you're taking.
I am deciding between 2 and 3. 1 was amazing because that was like the beginning of like LANs. You know what I mean? It was so fun to have like 8 Xboxes in the basement. And just I'm gonna go with 3. And the only reason I'm saying 3 is because of how much fun I had when I played it. Like 2 was Tyler and I played that all the time. We got really close playing that game. But the standbying, the cheating, the super bouncing was super annoying. I loved 3, bro. Guardian, Lockdown. It's like the best map ever. Narrows.
Yes. Well, 3 on top of everything else, though, had the most epic launch campaign of all time.
Yep. I got it at midnight. Woke my brother up on a school night at like 1 o'clock in the morning and played it for 2 hours without my parents knowing. My dad found out about this like a year ago and was still mad.
Because you guys got the midnight release.
Yeah, he knew I was doing it because I was like 18, but Tyler was in high school still. And
okay.
And I'm like, Dad, this was 20 years ago. How are you upset still? I thought enough time had passed.
We're past this, Dad. Both of us make careers gaming. What's the problem?
Relax. Gosh, awesome.
You're like the Aaron Rodgers going, relax. It's all good. Do you remember that when he did that?
What?
The Packers were like 0-3, and he went on the radio. He's like, relax, everybody.
RELAX. Relax. You spelled it.
I never hated him more than that day when he said that. And then they just walked all over everybody for the rest of the season. I was like, you guys suck.
Yep.
But dude, Halo 3. So my aunt at the time was a Microsoft employee.
Yeah.
So we got Halo on the launch, and I still have it's the Legendary Edition. She had bought it for us as kids. Oh my gosh. Getting that steel case, it was huge. It came with extra bonus features. There's like a Warthog launcher thing that you can play, like a flash game on a 360.
The memories.
Dude, that was one of the coolest releases of all time. And I still get hype. When I hear the finish the fight, the piano keys, the dun dun dun, dude, it just hair sticks up on the back of my neck. I'm like, yes, Halo time.
So good. And look at Bungie now.
Well, they lost Marty O'Donnell. I feel like he was a lot of the character of that game, and Michael Salvatore. Let's not take away from him either. Yeah. But those two guys as composers, I mean, that music makes a game so much better on its own.
Yeah, 100%. I think Arc Raiders has great music. I think that's one of the reasons that's doing so well.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's a question for you then. Music. So how do you feel about guitar masses?
You know, it does not bother me as much as it bothers a lot of other people. I grew up kind of in like the life teen, era, and like that type of style of music did help me get back into my faith quite a bit.
Okay.
But dude, I'm basic, bro. I'm old school. Just give me a cantor and some classic traditional songs. And I'm much happier. So our church is great. We have a couple contemporary masses, we have a couple traditional masses. They're all done correctly by the priests.
Yeah. That's the important part, right?
But the music is different. And I like to go to the 8:30, and it's traditional. And my wife loves to sing, and she kind of prefers the more contemporary stuff. But I'm kind of over that now. I liked it for a long time, but I'm kind of over it. There's a church right down the road for me, bro. That don't want to get into that whole thing. That's been on Twitter. So you should go there. That's your local parish, according to okay. But that place has a 7:00 a.m. Sunday mass with no music.
Oh, okay. All right.
45 minutes, good sir.
I'm feeling you there.
Yep. It's reverent.
I'll take no music over contemporary music, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a rad trad.
So,
that's okay.
No, I'm not a rad trad.
That's okay. I'm kind
of no. But it's funny. Like everybody identifies me as a trad, but I go to primarily the Novus Ordo.
Okay.
So I don't know if that makes me a rad trad or not, but I'm probably the traddiest Novus Ordo attendee in the area. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
But the funny thing is, there's this.
I like Latin Mass, by the way.
I love the Latin Mass. I have like 362 missals sitting on my shelf over there.
Look at you.
One of them's the Fulton Sheen. Look, if you want to go to a Sunday Latin Mass and you want to feel it all the way through, Fulton Sheen has a 1961 or 2 missal, and it's only Sunday, so you can't use it for like daily masses. That thing is filled to the top with Fulton Sheen commentary about the mass. It's amazing.
Love that.
That is the best Sunday missal for the Latin Mass if you're going to go.
Sweet.
He's got a 50-page introduction explaining the mass. It's so cool. Being a trad NO goer is a good spot to be in.
That's kind of where my wife and I are.
Yeah.
As much as she likes the contemporary music, she's it's funny, bro. She was a social worker. I talked about this on stream today. She was a social worker when I met her, not Catholic, became Catholic after we got married. And as we've grown older, I think she's like more conservative and traditional than me. It's fascinating.
My wife was definitely more traditional than I was when we got married, but I think I've probably surpassed her at this point.
Yeah.
Not that she's not traditional. She's extremely traditional. My wife's a stay-at-home mom. She helps with teaching the kids the faith at the house, and we do all kinds of cool faith things together. Like we do rosaries, we do Lenten meditations with the kids. She's awesome. Yeah. Taking nothing away from her at all. But if you put a gun to both of our heads and said Latin Mass or Novus Ordo, I think I would most likely pick the Latin Mass and she would be 50-50.
Interesting.
So that's my guess. I'm not going to put a gun to her head and ask, obviously.
Yeah, of course not. In game, of course.
In game. But I'm just saying, like, I'm probably a little more radical traditional than she is in that aspect.
Yeah.
But she's awesome. My wife's awesome. If you ever get to meet her, you'll think she's awesome too. Not as awesome as your wife.
To the next Canon conference.
Because your wife will be more awesome in your eyes, but you'll still think my wife's awesome. So. True. And I would hope that's the case. My goodness. Everybody, you should definitely love your wife the most if you have a wife.
That's right.
And if you don't, I'm a little confused what's going on with that marriage, but that's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay. Everybody's got things to figure out. Okay, question for you. Okay. What is it like being the biggest beardiest streamer on the internet?
Bro, there's streamers with better beards. There's streamers with better beards.
Is bearded Blevins, okay? You got the beard.
Yeah, have you
ever shaved the beard?
So in COVID, Jody, like my barber actually came over one time during COVID and just cut my hair at the house. But before I even thought to text him to ask that, I had Jody do it. This is super embarrassing, bro. I do not know how to trim my beard correctly. Like I cannot operate. I cannot operate. Even I have a nice razor. I cannot operate it correctly. Like I'll mess something up and then I feel like I need to take the whole thing off. So Jody during COVID tried to trim the beard and give me a haircut. And she'll say that I moved, but I didn't. And she messed up. And so I took the whole beard off and shaved my head. It's the only time in the last 20 years that I have not had facial hair. There is a picture somewhere in the depths of Twitter that I do regret posting that sometimes people will retweet. And I look like an idiot. I look like a giant cue ball without a beard. As I imagine you would too, kind of. No offense. If you shaved your head and shaved your beard, you'd look like a cue ball.
Well, I do shave my head.
Yeah, see, so if you just got rid of the beard, bro, and you took the hat off, I'd be like, look at this cue ball over here.
Balded Blevins.
We are balding. We are balding. So no, one time in the last 20 years it's been shaved. Don't like it. But dude, I love it. I love the beard. My buddy's the one who came up with the name. He's like, you have a beard. Your last name is Blevins. Do bearded Blevins. I always tell my chat, like, if we had 10,000 paid subs, I'll shave it.
10,000 paid subs.
10,000 paid subs.
Is it hard? Okay, so that's another good question. All right, so somebody who's doing Twitch right now. I know a few people that are interested in kind of doing what you do. If somebody wanted to get into that, what recommendations do you have? What's the short list?
So first and foremost is I have to bring the Catholic perspective in, right? As two Catholic fellers. First and foremost, like figure out if it's something you think you're supposed to do, something like you're called to do. Because I think it's one of those careers like where, of course, who doesn't want to play video games and get paid?
Right.
Like so
somebody's like, nah, forget that.
Yeah. So I think the first is like, are you called to do it? Then I think it's you have to ask yourself, like, what is going to separate me from other people? Why watch me? I think that's like more than any other profession I've ever seen. It feels like people watching streamers are like, I could do that. And most are really bad. Like they don't read chat. I'll go into like a buddy of mine stream. He'll have 5 viewers and I'll say hi and it'll take him 20 minutes to see it. And I'm gone by then, So
you're really good at reading chat, by the way. I don't know if you started out that way, but you are very good at reading chat.
Thank you. It's the only reason I stream. Like if you catch me not reading chat for more than 5 minutes, something's going on. That's why I stream. There's a way better gamers than me out there. Way better. Like I'm there for the community and to talk to them and to answer their questions and to have a good time. So I think it's what is going to differentiate you from other people. There's 1 million people streaming Fortnite. There's 1 million people streaming Ark or whatever game that is that you want to play. What is going to make someone watch you? 3 is read the chat. Like you have to engage with the community, even if there's no one in there. I think that's what happens is people will have just a couple of viewers or maybe 0 at the time where they're streaming.
They're like, I don't have to engage with these people, but then you're going to lose the few viewers you have.
Exactly. And so eventually they just stop even looking. They don't even look to see if anyone's in there because it's been an hour and nobody's been in there. And all of a sudden you got 5 people that come in and say hi and you don't say hi to any of them. They'll never come back.
Yeah, that's true.
Really the last thing I guess for now, if you have follow-ups, that's fine. But like 100% it has to be about the community that you're trying to build and not about the game you're trying to play. Unless you are a top point, not even, I was going to say top 1%, a top 0.01% at
You
the
got to be
video
like top
game.
of, top of the game, basically.
Top of the game. Then if you aren't, then you have to have something else for people to watch, and it's usually going to be like responding to the chat, and being creative and all that kind of stuff. You can't skip on shorts. You can't skip on having a decent background. You can't skip on having a good mic and a good camera. But yeah, I'd say that's it. And then networking. You got to network. And it feels awkward. I'm really bad at that because I don't ever want someone to think I'm trying to like take their viewers. So I almost never reach out. But when streamers reach out to me and like, hey, you want to play? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And that's a huge part of it. Like, I can't tell you how many people from my community have become streamers and partnered successful streamers. Because they put the time in with the community, and then now you're friends on Discord and you can say, hey, I'm live, check out my live.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Having access to a Discord community in general is huge, is a huge key to staying engaged with your community and your viewers. I tried running a Discord server at one point with my old podcast, and it was pretty much like mostly my IRL friends in there. And I kept not finding people that were like I couldn't convert my live viewers to Discord server people. That's hard to do. But if you can do it and build a community that way, the community will start building itself at some point.
Yep. 100%. And I'll tell you this, dude, it's the best part of what I get to do. I had a guy share a message today. He said, JB, I just want to say thank you for the community that you're building here. If I didn't have your stream, I wouldn't have known this other guy's name was Goodfather. I wouldn't have known that Goodfather lived near me. And we met up this past weekend and had some drinks and had a great time. And I was like, that's cool. That's super cool.
That's awesome. It's cool when you can help make real life connections in your community, because the thing is, the audience is worldwide. You don't never know where people are watching. Well, I know where they're watching from because I have the analytics, but in general, most people don't know who they're talking to until they actually get to know them.
100%.
And what's some no-goes that you would suggest? Like, would you say that maybe not hosting live meetups at their house would be a bad idea based on some previous
I've had some crazy things happen at the house. I would say this: 9 times out of 10, everyone I've ever met from my stream has been an amazing experience.
Awesome.
Definitely don't do the house. We did that for a while. Not anymore now with the kids. But dude, I think more streamers. I get it. You got to be safe, especially the ladies. Like, there's ladies out there that won't even say they stream. They won't even say what state they live in because people are so weird and creepy. But like, I think more streamers, when I travel anywhere, bro, I'll tweet out like, hey, I'm going to be at this bar at this time. Come have a drink. And people will show up, and it's the coolest. I've had zero bad experiences doing that.
That's awesome.
And I like, why wouldn't I do that? If I'm all about the community, why wouldn't I? I'm going to Vegas for March Madness, and a bunch of people from the stream are going to be in Vegas watching March Madness.
That'll be fun.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
That'll be fun. I have never been to Vegas. Probably a dangerous place for me to be because a little bit of a gambling addiction runs in the family. So probably not a good idea.
See, you just got to go with me and we'll like I'll play blackjack and have some fun and do some sports betting. But mostly I just like to sit there and watch sports and have good food and have good conversation. So we'll be sitting at the sports bar most of the time, just hanging out and watching college basketball.
You gotta help me get into this DraftKings. No, I'm just kidding. That would probably ruin
use the code. Just kidding.
Yeah, I remember we were sitting at the Italian restaurant that we talked about earlier, and you were like, "Man, I gotta check my sports bets," and I was like, "I've never done that. Is that hard to do?" And you were like, "No, it's not hard to do at all.
Just be responsible."
Yeah,
and make sure you're donating more money to your local charity and tithing than you are doing that, and you'll be okay.
Unless you're making a lot of money on sports bets, and then you should put the winnings in the local charity too.
Yes, even more.
Yeah.
The more you win, the more you donate. 100%.
Just make sure it's on black.
That is a tradition of mine. So I've only been to Vegas 3 times. And bro, like when I go to Vegas, I don't leave. I go from the casino where I'm staying to an Uber into a restaurant back to the casino. So I'm not walking the strip where all this weird stuff's going on. Like, I don't need any of that. It's a pretty fun time. I do have a tradition though, that I put $100 on black right when I show up.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just to see. And I'm like 3 out of 4.
Yeah, the main thing for me is the betting I do is usually fantasy football. I do that occasionally. And then my buddy's been trying to get me to do like the sports business. It's like, okay, if the Pistons get an odd number, or like if this person gets a touchdown in this game, like those kinds of bets.
Yeah.
Because when he wins these bets, he makes all of his money and then some back. And it's like, that's awesome. And I'm not going to say his name, but he used to play a lot of League of Legends and he got really good at it. And I think he was in the top like 1%. Like he was streaming and doing what you're saying. Like if you're in the top like 1%, you don't have to be as entertaining with your audience when you're that good.
Right.
Yeah. So he was in that point, and it turned out his real life business worked better than his Twitch business. So he pretty much abandoned the Twitch. But there
you go.
But yeah, he's into the sports bets, and I just thought it was funny. A lot of Twitch streamers like the DraftKings and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's it. It's one of those things that I get asked about a lot. A lot of people in my chat knows I'm Catholic, and I do talk about sports betting here and there. But you just gotta be smart. You can't chase losses. If you're married, like have your wife in on the conversation. My wife runs our finances, so like I probably wouldn't sports bet if I was single.
Don't bet anything you wouldn't throw on a barbecue grill and set on fire.
100%.
What does that mean? Explain this phrase.
So he's just saying, like, assume you're going to lose. And then you won't get in trouble. Betting on the Pistons to do anything good is probably a good reason not to get into sports betting. First of all, they are the number 1 team in the East. They are, however, down by 8 with a minute left, so they're going to lose tonight to the Spurs. Spurs are a good team.
Well, so you might, in this case, you might do an over/under of loss by this many.
Yeah, but I'm not. Yeah, I just had the Pistons and North Carolina, but I had another one that hit today, so we're good.
Nice.
So you know what we do? We move to tomorrow.
So here's one more question for you, a short-ish one. You're going back to the Catholic Creators Conference, right?
Yeah.
What are your plans this time around? We did a lot with the cigar bar and whatnot. Are you still thinking you're going to do a lot of the same things you did last time? Doing speeches, Twitch workshop? What's going on?
So as you know, our great friends Kyle and Drew have not given me any information.
Okay.
I have a feeling. I don't think I'm doing a keynote, so I think I'm doing a breakout session.
Yeah.
And I imagine that the breakout session is supposed to be similar to last year, and that new people would go to it. I have more things I could talk about for sure, so I'll definitely switch it up. It won't be the same talk. I don't even have the talk anymore, so like it certainly won't be the same talk. I'll probably try to go live at least once. I'll probably try to do a meetup at least once, hang out with you and Rob, Pretzel for sure. Maybe have some more venison.
I'm definitely trying to get down there for a day or two, but I don't know if you know this. We're having a baby in April, so it's kind of putting the kibosh on me being there the whole time.
Dude, congratulations! That's awesome.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
What baby is this for you now?
Number 6.
Yeah. Yeah, you got me beat, brother, by 2.
Not because I'm trying to beat people with the number of kids I have, but
I legit did. I told my wife, I was like, we have to have 4 so I can tell my parents that they don't know what it's like to raise 4. You know what I mean? Because they're always like, oh, we did this, and now, now we have 4.
I got my parents beaten then some. I mean, we got depending on how many kids you count, but that's another story. I'm not gonna try and have that conversation here. But in general, like I'm raising more children than my parents did, so that's always fun.
100%. Dude, one thing I think I'll talk about, it's been a rough few months, brother. Like my internet has been so unreliable, and it's the only internet I can buy. Like Starlink doesn't have fast enough upload.
They're all like that. It feels like the internet, you're locked into whatever internet providers in your area. And
I live in a really nice area in northwest suburbs of Chicago, and somehow don't have fiber like as an option.
That's crazy.
I can pay $100,000. Comcast offered to pay $100,000 they would do the construction, and then I'd have to pay $1,200 a month. I'm like, paying $1,200 a month for a 3-year contract. It's like, no, I'm not doing that. So we're trying to get it fixed. The FCC's in on it. I mean, bro, it's been awful. And it's been like killing the business. I mean, like my stream, I'll have 400 viewers. My internet goes out for 30 minutes. And then, when you go back live, like all the lurkers are gone. And so I might talk a little bit about that. And just like how you pray through that. How do you try to find solutions when stuff like this comes up? But God is good, dude. It's been great. We've had a great 2 weeks of streaming.
Good.
But I'll probably talk a little bit about that, and maybe a little bit about Twitter and what to tweet and what not to tweet.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Twitter is its own beast. So for one, people need to remember with Twitter, this is going to be my advice session. I apologize. I'm hijacking your conversation here, but only tweet something you would be comfortable with your current employer finding eventually.
Yeah, but what if I own my own business? Then I can tweet whatever I want.
I'm not talking about you. I'm letting people know in general.
For sure.
That's always assume at some point, if you get big enough, either you have to start your own business so that you represent yourself.
Yep.
Or assume that your employer will at some point see it.
100%.
And then you'll keep yourself honest. On top of that, always know God is going to see what you're posting. So trolling is fun, but trolling past the point of what's normal might be a problem.
Yep. One thing that I learned recently on Twitter is that you can't, like, brother, I've been on Twitter since the beginning. Like, I had to like text my tweets back in the day.
I remember that.
It was so fun. And I love Twitter. And I don't have a crazy following. I like 20-something thousand followers or something on Twitter. And most of my stuff was like Catholic or sports related when I was working in the church. So I have a pretty big Catholic following there. And now I don't really tweet a lot about that stuff because now my audience is mostly like my stream and sports and whatever. But dude, I just assume like that people are going to know my heart. The people who've been following me for a long time. And so if I tweet something that they're like, whoa, that they might step back and be like, oh, I think this is what John might have meant by that. He has a really good heart. So I'm sure he didn't mean what this sounds like he said. My goodness, you can't assume that, bro. I mean, because all it takes is just a couple people that are new or whatever that get it into the wrong algorithm and you just get fried.
That is something I learned the hard way. If your tweet goes viral, just assume every community on the internet's seen it.
Yeah.
If your tweet escapes your normal community, there's no telling how far it'll go.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's still a great app.
It is. If you want to find new people honestly, if you're in the gaming industry at all, Blue Sky is kind of cancerous. I don't recommend going there, but it exists. You can try it. But if you want to talk to people in your circle, Twitter is usually where you'll find them.
Yep.
Like when I was doing Krillcast, every interview I got, aside from like a few very unique ones, was from a Twitter interaction. It's the best networking tool for trying to find other gamers, honestly.
I love that.
Like, for example, I just
also love randomly at Twitter.
What was that? Yeah,
I will never call it X.
I can't. I literally can't. Like, it'd be like if Facebook renamed Facebook to something else. I would still call it Facebook.
Yeah, 100%. Have to.
So, yeah, Elon, what are you doing with X? Okay, guys, like it's Twitter. Everybody says Twitter or X, formerly Twitter. It's like when Prince tried to change his name, the artist formerly known as Prince. You still have to say the name for people to know who he is.
Exactly.
Not that all the youngins watching this even know who Prince even is, but
dude, I don't even know a lot about Prince. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I thought Prince and Michael Jackson were the same person for 5 years of my life.
That's amazing.
I really did. I just wasn't familiar with their music. Now, of course, I know the difference.
All right. So there's about 3 minutes left from about the time we said we'd give it up. So do you have any questions for me? I'd love to interview you again sometime in the future. Maybe we can talk more about Halo or something, because I think Halo could be easily compared with some symbolism in the Bible. There's a lot of interesting correlations there. But do you have any questions for me?
I mean, what is your you do such a great job here, and I
appreciate that.
I was scrolling through your channel yesterday and today, and you've had some great interviews with some pretty cool people. What is your favorite part of doing what you do?
Honestly, meeting people. Because otherwise, without this platform, I wouldn't meet half the people I've talked to on this podcast. And I'm always interested in meeting people who take their faith seriously, because for a very long time, and this has changed recently, but for a very long time, I had a hard time meeting people in my area who take their faith seriously.
Yeah.
I don't have that issue anymore. I've met a lot of really cool people in my area, but doing this podcast really connected me with an online Catholic community that takes their faith very seriously. And there's a lot of interesting opinions that have helped me both grow stronger in my faith and also just stronger in the things I do in my life. So I really appreciate being able to meet, especially people like you. I met you in person in Steubenville. I would have never met you if I wasn't doing this podcast.
Yep.
Well,
yeah, maybe it may not have been at the conference then.
If I might have sent that tweet years ago, maybe.
Right. Exactly. The one in the trash.
Yes.
Well, I think we should go back to that Italian spot at the next conference before you have to head out.
I would love to do that again for sure. That was a top five. That was a top one dinner place there. So
it was great.
Definitely. and got to enjoy it with a great person like you. So that was fun.
Appreciate you, brother.
Let's not twin next time. Let's not wear the exact same clothes.
Yes,
that
we
was...
won't. I will. Wear
no, we
same
should
thing I
definitely
wore
do.
last time. So it's going to be on you.
Black shirt, khaki shorts.
Yep.
The Lions hats.
Exactly.
Everybody's gonna know that we're married, but not to each other.
Exactly.
That was funny. All right. Well, on that note, John, thank you for coming on here. I appreciate you. #1 streamer on Twitch.
Crazy.
And go Detroit sports.
Dude, go Detroit sports. This has been my latest thing, dude. The 5 F's. Okay. Faith, family, friends, football, food. Keep those priorities. You guys will have the best life ever.
Absolutely. And if you're ever in this area, feel free to stop by and hang out.
I'm in. More Italian food.
More Italian food. You know what? There's not great Italian near me, but I'm sure I could find something.
We'll do steaks. It's fine.
Yeah, that works too. I can cook steaks. So
there we go.
No, now I'm putting pressure on myself. I can't cook steaks. Okay.
I
Low
can
pressure.
cook steaks.
Low
I'll
pressure.
take the pressure.
All right. On that note, guys, we're going to see you later. Hopefully we'll get John back on in the future and we'll talk some Halo. That'll be fun.
Let's do it, man.
In the meantime, I've got a couple more podcasts and then I'm going to take a hiatus for the baby and I'll come back sometime in the summer. So I think March 23rd will be the last one. So if you're tuning in now, keep tuning in through March. And then after that, you guys can take a break from me. On that note, though, we'll see you guys later. Thank you for coming. Go check out @BeardedBlevins on Twitch and everywhere else that he's on. And
live bright and early, 7 a.m.
We'll see it. Then you can see him tomorrow. You won't see me bright and early at 7 a.m. But have a good time.
Appreciate it, dude. Thanks for having me on.
Yep, we'll see you guys later. I'm going to play the outro and see you later.